This reading is for client A. This is Dani In Action doing my Freaked Out Tarot reading. For client A, intuitively, before I even start this reading, I want to give you the message that I was guided to really thoroughly clean my space and also to have a really simple setup. I typically have some other things on my desk that I am not including currently, because that was what I was guided to do. And I was guided to do a really thorough cleansing. Normally I do cleansings, but this time was just really thorough. And also in this like simple vibe that I'm getting, I was only guided to hold on to a clear quartz. If you look into my other readings, you can see I had several stones. This time it was just a clear quartz. So I want to say intuitively that there is guidance to simplify, and that you needed simplicity in order for this to be very clear for you. So I really want to make sure that you hopefully are in a quiet space and you can take notes or really just take all this in without any distraction. So I'll go ahead and pause the video if you need to do that. So, the first card we're going to pull is, in which area of your life are you feeling fearful? Okay. We're getting some animal support here, so I hope that's okay with you. In which area of your life are you feeling fearful? Whoa. Okay. So we have the star in reverse. So the star in reverse, to me, is about the self and self-care, and also about hope. So this is just the area, so I'm going to leave that as it is, and we will tap into a little bit more as we go deeper. The next question is, what is the fear? That looks like 2 cards, so let me see. Yeah, that's 2 cards. We have a couple that turned around, so I'm going to give that one more try. As I've mentioned before, the energy for this reading is really strong, and it seems like there's a couple things that are trying to come out, so I really want to clarify that we're just going to have one fear coming out. What is the fear that we're going to be working on today? Okay. So we have the Judgment card in reverse. So I'm getting that this fear, if you take a look at it upright, you see the mask, you see the angel holding the trumpets. In the traditional deck, this card is an angel above what appear to be people who have passed on, people who are deceased, coming out of their graves. So in this deck, this artistic rendition with the mask on and the fact that it's reversed, I feel that your fear is worrying about what other people will think of your most authentic self. And currently you might be wearing a mask and your fear seems to be about taking it off. It seems like you're ready, and when the card is in reverse, you can see the mask almost looks like it's gonna fall off because it's going up above his face this way. So this way it looks like it's about to fall off. And it seems like that's something that you want. You want to be able to be your authentic self with everybody around you, but there's a fear surrounding how people are going to take it and how you're going to be judged. But this card is also a reminder that not only is judgment inevitable, but your judgment of yourself is highly important. Where does this fear stem from? Or how did it start? Okay. We have the Six of Pentacles. So this might have been a time where, I'm just gonna put this down. This might have been a time where you were giving very much of yourself, or you were in a position to receive either of these positions. And the person on the opposite end, either a person you were giving to, perhaps you were giving them some guidance from your authentic self, perhaps you were giving them some of your truth in a way, and they did not receive it well, or alternatively, you were taking on some guidance or some advice or even money. It could be anything that if you were the receiving person as well. In either position, it could be anything that was exchanged, but I feel like it's more of like energy or sharing truth, sharing guidance in a way, almost your intuition or spirit, something in that realm. Either it wasn't well received by somebody in the past, or you had a bad taste in your mouth when somebody else gave you their opinion on your journey. So that's my best guess as to this situation, as to where it started or where it came from. So how is this currently manifesting in your life? How is it currently impacting your life? We have the King of Swords. And this did try to pop out earlier. I don't think you could see that, but this card is definitely part of your reading. So, how is this manifesting in your life as far as the King of Swords? I believe right now it's causing you to become a master of your thoughts and a master of planning out how you would like this to happen. However, it's all in your mind right now. It seems like it's so ingrained as a fear that it's almost become a world. Like you have this strong sense of yourself and who you want to be and who you want to portray, but it's only yourself that can see it currently. It's in your mind. You're holding on to it. It's almost like the term like hush hush comes to mind, like you're keeping it under wraps, but it does seem like you are personally coming to terms with it yourself. So perhaps this is a time where you've been doing a lot of shadow work and doing a lot of self-development, really writing it out, making sure that you are comfortable with who you are before you let this out into the world. So how are you currently responding? What are you currently doing about this? Fear. The Five of Swords. So I'm seeing a lot of thinking, just the same way with the King of Swords. The Five of Swords is in your mind, it's mentally. I'm seeing overthinking, I'm seeing an internal battle, and you can't decide if you want to do this or not. You're afraid of the conflict that's going to come up. So I don't see you actually going out and fighting with anyone at this time. I see it being mostly internal. There could be some words that are shared with another person and it can cause conflict. And as you see, this soldier here looks deflated and defeated, and like he was just part of a battle that he didn't even want to be in. So that could be you right now. That could be how you're feeling like if you can't tell currently if this is even worth the fight, if this is worth the battle. Okay. Pause for puppy to get a blanket. What is blocking you from facing or overcoming your fear? So this is your obstacle card. We have the Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups is the end of the road in relationships. I almost think of it like relationship goals, like that hashtag that's everywhere. There's a rainbow at the end. It's fulfillment, not only wish fulfillment, but deep-seated emotional fulfillment, feeling like you've reached your rainbow, you've reached your goal at the end of the rainbow. This bird has a party hat on, so it's a celebration time. There's a lot of pink, so there's a lot of love in this card. So what I'm seeing is that there are relationships in your life that you're afraid of losing. You're afraid that the love in your life is not going to support you, perhaps. We're not sure how they're going to respond. These could be the people that you're afraid of the judgment from. And also perhaps these are the people that have not responded well in the past to you sharing your authentic self. So I would definitely take a look at your relationship to your loved ones. And yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. I was debating what to say, but that's all that is. And then that was going to be my ego trying to step in. So I'm going to hold that back. So what will the outcome be if you don't take any action? If you don't take any action, this is what will happen. Oh, the Ten of Pentacles. So with the Ten of Pentacles, it is a good thing to be able to achieve your financial goals and reach the end of the road. And as you see, there are dogs here and there's a big estate. However, the only warning that I'm seeing with this is it real? Is it deep? Is it true? Is it in your heart? Is it exactly what you want? Or is it just the status quo? Is it the American dream? Are you really aspiring to be a homeowner, or are you just going through the steps? And this is just an example. It doesn't necessarily have to be about home ownership. That's just an example that I say because they have all of the estate behind them. Just make sure that it's truly in line. So that's what I see as the only warning from this card, as in what will be the outcome without action. So just make sure it's truly what you want. How can you overcome your fear? So this is an action step card. What is it that you can do in order to overcome this fear of sharing your authentic self? That was 2 cards, so trying again. Whoa. You have a lot more floating cards than jumping cards, and those are a little harder for me to catch while they're in the action, so let's try this one more time. Six of Wands. So how can you overcome this fear? We have the Six of Wands in reverse. So typically this way, this is about praise, about receiving recognition for what you've done. So I almost think of this like a parade, like somebody's having a parade in your honor, especially in the imagery in the original deck. So this is like a statue in this person's honor, but yours is in reverse. So what can you do to overcome this fear? I want to say first, set aside the need for external praise. Let that go. You don't need somebody else to fulfill you, to bolster you up, to give you that validation that you're looking for. And I want you to fill that space, and not I want you to, that's just like a coaching term. I mean it that this card is pressing you toward or encouraging you to fill that space with your own validation. being that person that can give yourself praise and give yourself love and nurturing. Especially when you have this star card in reverse here, it's showing that the water is pouring out and away from you, and you're not getting the nurturing that you need, and it's about needing to be that nurturing person yourself. So that's what I'm seeing here, is giving yourself the praise and the nurturing, and also the action steps. You internally know what they are, what it is that you need to do. Look within yourself for that. So the last card is an opportunity for you to connect here. So this may be a message from your spirit guides, divine, whatever energy it is that you are connected to. And it's about your mindset. So your mindset in order to move forward from all of this information. What mindset would be best for you to have? What is going to serve you and your highest good? Okay. We had lots of cards pop out. This one popped by itself, so give me just a second. In this particular spread, when we have so many cards popping out like that, I'm called to say that a connection to your spirit guides or ancestors might be a good idea. Also, we're still pretty close to the veil being so thin, so it makes sense to me that spirit energy would be so active and high. Okay, the same way that I was saying that your cards are more floating, these cards feel like pouring. Like there's an energy that's pouring out here. Like it's been held up by a dam, and it's just been waiting for this connection here and this opportunity to speak with you. So I'm going to make it very clear that I'm asking for one card for your guidance, what you need to know in order to move forward from this fear. Here we go. We have the Emperor. So tuning into your logical masculine side. So I actually I immediately got a connection to this episode of Atypical that I watched last night. Completely non sequitur, not tarot related, but it's about a young man who is on the autism spectrum, and he's in an ethics course in his university, and they talk about the gray area of life, and if there were two sides of a railroad track, 5 people you know or 20 people you don't, and you're going to run over one of them, you have to choose. He immediately bluntly cuts out and says, you choose the 5 people because it's less death. And that's the energy that I'm getting from this card in relation to the fear of judgment. It's going to be harsh, it's going to be logical, it's going to be blunt and clear. It's just black or white. You either get to be who you want to be authentically, or you don't. You get to say what you want, or you're going to hold back. I'm seeing it as being very clear, being very honest, being very clear cut, using your logical side rather than your emotional side. And not saying that that's going to be easy, but that's the guidance that you're getting. Also, a man in an authority position might be helpful, or even honestly, just thinking of yourself as like a CEO of your life. Yes, the CEO of your life. That is what I want to leave you with as far as that card. So we're going to pull one oracle card to cap off this reading, and it actually went a little bit longer than I thought. It's almost like your cards were having a hard time coming out. And I will let you sit with what that means to you. So we get a flip. We have Free Fallen, number 50. And the energy of 5 I want to highlight is the energy of change. So 5 plus 0, 5. Let me pull up the meaning for you. Free Fallen. It doesn't get much better than this. Deep, radical trust that appearances mean nothing and that you and only you are the captain of your ship. What you say goes. You are in unrestrained motion and unseen forces are awaiting your command. Okay, I really want to highlight you are the captain of your ship. Just like I said, you are the CEO of your life. That is the energy that I'm getting from this Emperor card here. And that is one of the strongest cards. Your Judgment card, your Star card, and your Emperor card are the strongest cards. And this Judgment and Star tell me that this is not new. This is a fear that's been going on in your life consistently. And these are really strong messages to me that you can do something about it, but it's your choice. And you need to be able to take that momentum and recognize that you are the captain of your ship. You are the CEO of your life. You are in control here. You get to make that choice. I actually just posted that what you water grows. And especially with your Star card here, I want to really highlight that. What you water grows. This is your choice. And like I said, all of your cards have been floating, which is very much water energy. And water can also be what you make of it. It can be ice, it can be gas, it can be rough waters, it can be calm, it can be still. I don't know if you've heard this, but you can talk to water and it changes the chemistry of it. So maybe talk to your water before you drink it and say some affirmations about being your most authentic self. I hope this reading has served you well. It was a lot of information that came through, a little bit more than I anticipated and expected, and the energy was just very strong. So thank you for sharing your energy with me and allowing me to read you. If you have any questions, please do send them to me via email. I accept and receive any and all feedback openly. If you'd like to book another session or a clarity call for life coaching moving forward with this intuitive wellness coaching, I would be happy to do that for you. Otherwise, you know where to find me on Instagram at Dani In Action, and I will be doing live readings every Wednesday, and I hope to see you there.